सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यस्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं नमस्तोऽन्यते इति मे निश्चितामतिः। Page 58, topic 96, last 4 lines. तस्माद् दोषाभावात् बन्धोऽध्यासरूपो न भवति इतीयं शङ्का न युक्ता यतः सर्वदोषविरहे सत्यप्याकाशे नैल्याद्यध्यासः जायते सकलपुरुषाणां तस्माद् दोषो नाध्यासहेतुः पित्तादिदोषशून्यं नेत्रस्यापि आकाशे इन्द्रनीलकटहाद्याकारः भासते तस्मात् प्रमाणदोषो नाध्यासहेतुः Nischala refuting the Purvapakshi who is objecting there is no possibility of adhyasa, superimposition of anatma on atma, that adhyasa doesn't take place because there are no necessity factors for adhyasa to happen. While talking about this, Nischala said, samskara rupa hetu is there, therefore adhyasa is possible. Pramata, pramanam, prameya, dosha requirement is not necessary for adhyasa. Without that also adhyasa can take place. So second, third and fourth put together pramata, pramana, prameya, dosha. After completing pramatra dosha, now he comes to pramana dosha. Before pramatra dosha, he completed prameya dosha. So prameya dosha is not required. Pramatra dosha also not required. Pramana dosha is also not required. Because there is no dosha in the pramanam when people are looking at the sky. So while talking this, I read the whole thing, but I have to explain you from the fourth line of this topic. So topic 96, paragraph Pramana doshopi na avashyam adhyasa hetuhu. That is the heading. From there, fourth line, you see fifth line, sacha nanjasi. So your argument is not correct. You cannot say so, nanjasi. Tasmad pramana doshopi na adhyasa hetuhu. Nischal is telling. Pramana dosha cannot be adhyasa hetu. How? So I have to explain these words. Akashe nailyadi adhyasaha adhyasa vishaye. With regard to the superimposition of the blueness upon the sky. Akasha, the sky, akashe, in the sky, nailyadi adhyasa vishaye. With regard to Neelatvam, in the sky, adhyasa means superimposing the blueness. There is no blueness, but we are superimposing. Na kevalam pramana dosha bhavaha, kintu sarva dosha bhavopi. Pramana dosha means without any eye problem, also everybody is looking at the sky as blue only. Because of optical illusion, there is no personal defect in the eye. Everyone looks at the sky and say, blue sky. And they write poetry on that, Neela Akasha. They write songs and lot of sahityam they write. And they accept everyone, it is blue. But it is not blue. So there is no netra dosha. Netra means the pramana. Is there dosha? All people are looking at the sky as blue only. That is called adhyasa. Without pramana dosha also, adhyasa is happening with regard to the sky. Not only pramana dosha, with regard to pramata, sarva dosha abhavaha. Sarva means you have to pramata, prameyam you have to supply. Sarva dosha means prameya pramatru. That dosha also is not there with regard to the blueness superimposition upon the sky. When we are superimposing the blueness in the sky, what sadrishyam is there? Sadrishyam means similarity. Similarity, how can you talk about blueness you are superimposing? It is like that. Now, you cannot talk about superimposition. Rope snake, you can talk about superimposition. Similarity. Rope snake vishaye, similarity is possible. Lot of common features are there. Rope and snake. The length, curve, everything. Therefore, sadrishyam possible. With regard to this blueness, what similarity with what? How can you talk about similarity? That means prameya dosha. Sadrishya dosha means prameya dosha. Sadrishya dosha also you cannot talk with regard to the blueness superimposition. So prameya dosha also is not there. Is there pramatra dosha? While looking at the shell, this person has got lobha, greediness. Shell silver, when he is looking at the shell as silver, what dosha he has got? Pramata, lobha guna is there. Greediness is there. When he looks at the snake, bhaya is there. Those two possible. But such dosha is not there when who is looking at the sky as blue. What is there? What dosha is there in pramata? He is having any desire? He is having any fear? When he is looking at the sky as blue, such pramatra dosha also is not there. which dosha happens at shell silver case and rope snake case. That type of dosha also not there, pramatra dosha. Prameya dosha, sadrishyam also not there. Pramana dosha ruled out. These three doshas minus, everybody seeing blueness. Superimposition happening or not? Happening without these three doshas. Like that, bandhadhyasa also can happen. Anatma superimposition upon Atma without pramana dosha, prameya dosha, pramatra dosha. It is possible. He is establishing that. Sadrishya bhavaha pramatra dosha bhavascha. There is no prameya dosha. Sadrishya dosha means prameya dosha. Pramatra dosha, lobha and bhaya, they are not there in pramata. Who sees this blueness in the sky? Tatra siddhaha eva. This is established with regard to the superimposition of blueness on the sky. Yatha sakala dosha bhave. When all these three doshas are not there, api akashe nailyadhyasaha jayate. This dosha are not there, but adhyasa happening with regard to akasha. Nailyadi adhyasa means neelatva buddhi. Akashe neelatva buddhi. Jayate is rising in the mind. Tatha. Up to here drishtanta is over. Now the ashtanta. Tatha atmani api. Similarly, in the same way, upon Atma also, bandhadhyasa dosham vina eva jayate. Bandhadhyasa means anatma adhyasa. Superimposition of anatma upon atmani, upon atma. Dosham vina. Vina means without. Dosha means these three pramatra, pramana, prameya dosha. Without these three doshas, adhyasaha jayate. Tasmat, therefore, dosha bhavat bandhadhyasa rupaha na bhavati iti iyam shanka na yukta. Your doubt, Purvapakshi, your doubt, shanka. What shanka? Doubt. Dosha abhavat. That's why he puts in inverted commas. Dosha abhavat onwards, na bhavati. Up to that, Purvapakshi's objection. You said without three doshas, adhyasa cannot happen. Dosha bhavat, bandhadhyasaha, anatmadhyasa, na bhavati. You said iti. Thus you said. This type of objection, shanka, doubt, na yukta, it is not proper. Yataha, because sarva dosha virahe sati api akashe nailyadi adhyasaha jayate. Why your doubt is not proper? What is the reason? Because all doshas, without these three doshas also, satyapi, even then, akashe nailyadi adhyasa. Even in akasha you are seeing the blueness. Jayate. For whom? Sakala purushana. Purushana means human beings. Don't take only man. Men are only seeing the blueness. Ladies are not seeing. You should not take. Purushana means all human beings. To all human beings it is happening. It is possible. Tasmat doshaha na adhyasa hetuhu. Therefore, dosha is not the reason for superimposition. Three doshas are not required for superimposition. Without three doshas also, superimposition is possible. That is the idea conveyed. pittadi dosha shunya netrasya api. Where there is no eye problem, cataract, kacha kamalam, or any other problem in the eye, akashe, in that akasha, people are seeing Indra-Neela, blueness, sapphire blue, Neela, Katahadi. Katahadi means that dome like, that fry pan like a tent. If you put a tent, dome like it is, like that. Gudaram they say. Like that, bhasate, it is appearing, people are experiencing that. Tasmat pramana doshaha na adhyasa hetuhu. Pramana dosha is not a reason, hetu, it's not a reason for adhyasa. Without that also, adhyasa happens. Now with this 4 doshas over, he concludes in this next paragraph, page number 59, we will read the top paragraph. Itham dosho nadhyasa hetuhu ato bandhadhyase na doshapekshasti samkshepa sharirake bandhadhyasa prastave doshopi karanatve noktaha grandha vistara bhaya gandha vistara bhaya na iha sa nirupitaha doshaha yadyadhyasa hetuhu bhavet tada tad visesha vicharaha yujyeta tadasambhavadeva neha sa prapanchate itham, in this manner. (94, 95, 96) in this manner, dosha na adhyasa hetuhu. All these pramatra, pramana, prameya doshas are not the cause for adhyasa. Without them also adhyasa happens. It is established up to here. Ataha, therefore, bandhadhyase na dosha apeksha asti. There is no necessity. Apeksha means necessity of dosha. Dosha apeksha na asti is not there for bandha adhyasa, anatma adhyasa. Without these 3 doshas also, atma adhyasa is possible. But Nishaladasa writes here one point. In Sankshepa Sharirake, that text, Sankshepa Sharirakam, written by Sarvajñātma Muni. It is a commentary on Brahma Sutra. Shankaracharya's and Sureshwaracharya's disciple, Sarvajñātma Muni. Sarvajnaha only, he is all over that very, very great Acharya, Sarvajñātma Muni. In his Sankshepa Sharirakam, Bandhadhyasa Prastave, in his text when he was talking Bandhadhyasa, there in the text, we have not seen that text here, very advanced text. while he was talking about bandhadhyasa, what he wrote there, Sarvajñātma Muni, in that book, doshaha api karanatvena uktaha. He wrote 3 doshas are required for adhyasa, he wrote there. Purvapakshi party. Bandhadhyasaha, doshaha, karanatvena, they are the cause for adhyasa. They are required. They are necessity. Their necessity is there for bandhadhyasa. He wrote there. Who says? Nischala mentioned here. Uktaha. It is said by Sarvajñātma Muni. But I don't accept, he says. Nischala. How courageous he is now. Uktaha parantu grantha vistara bhayat na iha saha nirupitaha. Because if I take that topic also, already my Vicharasagara grantha is so vast. If you write that quotation, he wrote just points in footnote. Second point, you can see pramatra doshaha, pramana doshaha, prameya doshaha. In footnote, second para, third para, fourth para. 3 paragraphs from that Shariraka, Sankshepa Shariraka text. What he said there. So, I don't want to tell, but he wrote in footnote. So, somebody might have written or he has written. So, but anyhow, that is the Sankshepa Shariraka Vishayam. Therefore, doshaha api, there is number upon dosha, moolam there is number 2. And the 2 is given in footnote. I am not reading footnote now. Karanatvena muktavaha grantha vistara bhayat, because I am afraid of this text the pages will increase more and more. Grantha vistara. Out of fear, I don't want to extend my book. Na saha na iha nirupitaha. I have not mentioned that topic here. Doshaha yadi adhyasa hetuhu bhavet. If really dosha is the adhyasa hetuhu, I have to write. He is telling, if dosha is really adhyasa hetu, I have to mention here. If it is not adhyasa hetu, why I have to write? Therefore I am not writing, he says. Yadi adhyasa hetuhu bhavet tada. Then if it is adhyasa hetu, then I would have written in this paragraph that visheshaha vicharaha yujjeta. I would have included that elaborately the topic of Sarvajñātma Muni. If these 3 doshas are important, I happily write Sarvajñātma Muni's doshas here fully. But they are not required, he says. That's why I have not written. Even though Sarvajñātma Muni accept 3 doshas, I am not going to accept their necessity. That is the idea. With this, the fourth, second, third and fourth also over. Now we are going to enter 97th topic. 97 and 98, two topics. He is talking the 5th condition for adhyasa. 5th condition is what we have read this in previous topics, page number 46. We have already seen that topic. In 71 we saw that topic. We will read this portion. Anyhow, he is going to remind us. He knows that we have forgotten that objection. So he just enumerates that what Purvapakshi's objection, then he gives the answer. Topic 97, 5th condition of pradhyasa. कारणाध्यासनिरूपणम् स्वयं प्रकाशेऽपि ब्रह्मणि अज्ञानोपपत्तिः विशेषतः अनवगते वस्तुनि यत् अध्यासः जायेत स्वयं प्रकाशस्वरूपत्वादात्मनः स्वयं प्रकाशस्वरूपत्वादात्मनि अज्ञानमेव न घटेत तयोरन्योन्यं तमप्रकाशयोरिव विरोधात् प्रौढप्रकाशे सति सर्पाद्यध्यासः रज्ज्वादौ यथा न जायेत तथा सदा स्वयं प्रकाशस्वरूपे आत्मनि बन्धाध्यासोऽपि न जायेत इति कृताक्षेपः अपि न साधुः कारणाध्यासनिरूपणम्. That fifth condition for adhyasa is possible. What is karanadhyasa? That karanam means karanam. That cause is available for adhyasa here. Karanadhyasa is possible. He is going to explain that further. The summary of that 72 topic number of Purvapakshi. It comes in 72 in our book. If you want, you can confirm by seeing page number 46. Let us 71 Panchama Samagriya Bhavaha. Number 72 Brahmanaha Nirviseshatvat. So 71 and 72, the two topics. The Panchama Adhyasa, fifth condition for Adhyasa, what is required and how Purvapakshi negated there. Now he is going to give the answer here. I told that time itself. The Purvapakshi is mentioning all the conditions here. And Nishradasa is going to give answer after so many topics later. By that time we will forget Purvapakshi's objections. That time itself I told, definitely we have forgotten. That's why Acharya is reminding us. What is that? Swayam prakashe api brahmani ajnana upapattihi. So when Brahman is Swayam prakasham, self-luminous, Atma is self-luminous. In spite of that, api, even then, Brahmani, upon Brahman or Atma, Ajnanopapattihi. Our conclusion is this. Ajnana upapattihi means ignorance can exist in Brahman who is self-luminous. Ignorance can exist in spite of that consciousness. Chaitanyam is of the nature of knowledge. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Jnana Swarupam Brahman. In that Jnana Swarupa Brahman, that ignorance can exist. How it exists? He explains now. How Purva Pakshi's objection he writes. You have to put in inverted commas. Upapattihi means possible, proper. Visheshataha anavagati. Now Purva Pakshi's objection. What is that Purva Pakshi's objection? Purva Pakshi's objection up to 4 lines. Jayeta, Jayeta iti. Iti means this is the opinion of Purva Pakshi. From first line, Visheshataha onwards, Jayeta iti. Idella Purva Pakshi. Then na sadhu is Nischala. That is not correct, your objection. O Purva Pakshi, your objection is not correct. What is Purva Pakshi's objection? Visheshataha onwards, Purva Pakshi's objection. Anavagame vastuni adhyasaha jayeta. When you cannot see a thing properly, completely, superimposition happens. Just like rope, person is not able to see the rope completely. That is why he superimposed snake upon the rope. And he gives the condition also. Swayam prakasha swarupatvat atmanaha ajnanameva na ghateta. Atma is Swayam prakasham, self-luminous. In that rupatvat, because it is self-luminous, ajnanameva na ghateta. Ajnanam can never happen. Superimposition can never happen. Tayoho anyonyam. Atma, self-luminous Atma, and adhyasa. Adhyasa is because of ajnanam. Ajnanam and Atma can never coexist, he says. Because always knowledge, that is brightness, we compare. Atma is called consciousness, consciousness is called knowledge, knowledge is compared to light. Darkness is compared to, ignorance is compared to darkness. So he gives the example. Just as light and darkness cannot coexist, darkness like ignorance, light like Atman cannot coexist. Purva Pakshi says. Look into the portion. Tayoho anyonyam. Tayoho means Atma Ajnanam. Both of them. Anyonyam. Tamah prakashayoriva. Both are like darkness and light. Ignorance is like darkness. Brahman, Jnana Swarupam, Swayam Prakasham Brahma is like light. Light and darkness can coexist? No. They cannot coexist. Similarly, light like Brahman or Atma, consciousness, and darkness like ignorance, how they can coexist? Who asks? Purva Pakshi. And gives a nice example also. Tamah prakashavat. Light and darkness can coexist? Cannot coexist. Brahman or Atma is like light. Ajnanam is like darkness. Similarly, therefore, Ajnanam cannot exist in Atma. Darkness like Ajnanam cannot exist in light like Brahman or Atman. He gives the reason. See, Praudha Prakashe Sati. When there is full light, Praudha Prakasha means when there is a bright light, Sarpadhyasaha Rajvadau Yatha na Jayeta. Sarpadhyasaha, superimposition of snake. Sarpadhyasaha. Upon what? Rajvadau. Upon snake, etc. Sarpadi adhyasaha. Sarpa, adipadat, silver upon the shell, marriage water upon the sand. All these superimpositions Rajvadau means Rajju, superimposition. Like, otherwise, we can take sand, Adipadat, or shell, Adipadat. And Sarpa, Adipadat, water, marriage, water superimposition, silver superimposition. All these, when there is bright light, when he goes near to that shell silver, he will not superimpose. He sees clearly. Marriage water also, if he goes near there, he will not superimpose. Even rope snake also, when there is light, he will not superimpose. When he superimpose, when he is far distant, or when it is dim light. Praudha prakashe na superimposition. Bright light, sarpadadhyasaha rajvadau yatha na jayeta, just they cannot happen, tatha. Similarly, sada swayam prakasha swarupe atmani, sada, all the time, swayam prakasha, self-luminous, prakasha rupe, is of the light of consciousness. Atma nature is what? Light of consciousness. The nature of Atma is always self-luminous, self-evident. Atmani bandhadhyasaha api na jayeta. Similarly, anatma adhyasa also cannot take place. That akshepa, krita akshepaha, after iti inverted commas close. Na jayeta iti. Thus you have raised an objection. Jayeta. Iti akshepaha. That akshepa you have done krita, done by you. Na sadhuhu. It is not proper. It is not correct. It is not at all correct. Then he gives the answer now, Nischaladasa, for this. Very, very important portion in the entire Vedanta. This is very elaborately discussed in all Vedantic texts. Very deep and very important, very, very, very important. Yadyapi Atma aluptatva alupta swayam prakasha swarupaha. Atma alupta swayam prakasha swarupaha. Tathapi tasya swarupa prakashaha na ajnana virodhi. Yadi atmanaha swarupa prakashaha ajnana virodhi bhavet tada sushuptau swayam prakashatmani na ajnanam upalambheta ajnanam upalambheta. Yadyapi, even though, yadyapi atma alupta swayam prakasha swarupaha. If when Atma is bright, out ajnanam, darkness like ajnanam can rise in Atma, can exist in Atma, light like Atma. How is it possible? Acharya says, Nichaladasa, even then, Atma is always bright only. Atma is always light like. It is light. Light means knowledge is known as light. Knowledge is called light. Atma Swarupam is what? Consciousness. Consciousness means knowledge. Knowledge is compared to light. Alupta means never lacking. Lupta means lopam, missing. In Atma, that light, consciousness is never missing. Aluptam. Even then, Yadyapi Atma Alupta Swayam Prakasha Swarupaha. It is ever self-luminous. It is ever bright. Tadhapi. Even then. Tasya Swarupa Prakashaha. That light, Swarupa Prakashaha means that light. Light means don't take light. Atma is called light because light is that in whose presence things are known, evident. Atma is that in whose presence things are known, therefore Atma is called as light. That is, you know that, deliberately I am repeating that. Atma Swarupa Prakashaha. By nature it is self-luminous. Na Ajnana Virodhi. Even then it is not Ajnana Virodhi. Even ordinary light, darkness cannot exist. Isn't it? Ordinary light, darkness cannot exist. But our Atma light, ignorance, darkness like ignorance exists. Even darkness can exist. How it exists now? The whole portion he explains. Very, very brilliant answer he gives. Yadi Atmanaha, if Atma doesn't have Swarupa Prakashaha, if Atma doesn't have its own light, that light means that Prakasha, self-luminosity, Ajnana Virodhi Bhavet. It can become Ajnana Virodhi. Ajnana Virodhi means it can become the inimical to Ajnana. If it is not Swayam Prakasha, this is not Swayam Prakasha. Bulb is not Swayam Prakasha. You have to put switch, you have to give connection wire. Atma ki enna switch connection irukke? Brightness ki. Atma as light, consciousness, it need not depend upon anything. All these lights are not Swayam Prakasha. Even sun is not Swayam Prakasha. Moon is not Swayam Prakasha. Fire is not Swayam Prakasha. That's why Atma is Jyotisham api tad Jyotihi. Tamasah param uchyate Atma. Whereas all these lights are not Swayam Prakasha. If they are Swayam Prakasha, what will happen? At 12 o'clock also they always burn, Swayam Prakasha. Thank God, when it becomes dark only we will switch on. They are not Swayam Prakasha. If that is possible, if Atma is not Swayam Prakasham, darkness can exist. Now you see, if light is not there, suppose, darkness can exist. Since Atma is always luminous, how can Ajnanam is always there, it is not a Virodhi. Atma is always self-luminous. If it is not self-luminous, Ajnanam would have been the inimical to that brightness. Since it is always bright, how can Ajnanam can become inimical? It cannot. Now, Sushuptau Swayam Prakashaha Atmani na Ajnanam Upalabhyeta. In deep sleep, Swayam Prakash Atmani, if Atma is not Swayam Prakasham, Ajnanam na Upalabhyeta. Now, when we are going to sleep, when we are all sleeping, at that time, Atma is evident or not? Evident. How do you know? He gives the example. In Brihadaranyaka we saw all this. Apitu gadham suptothitaha sukhamaham asvapsam na kinchidavedisham iti sushuptau svanubhava siddham ajnanam paramrishati sushuptyanubhavasya vishayah sukham ajnanancha suptothitasya jagraddashayam jayamanamidam sukhagnāna-vishayakam jnānam na pratyaksham aparoksha-vishayakam hi jnānam pratyakshamityuchyate jagrat-kāle shaushupta-sukhasya tad-jnānasya tad-ajnānasya cha abhāvāt tad-ubhaya-vishayakam jagrat-kālīnam jnānam na pratyaksham kintu smritihi sa ca smritihi ananubhuta vishayini na syāt ataha sushuptau sukham asukha sushuptau sukhajnānayoho sukhagnānayoho aparokshajnānam abhyupagantavyam sushuptau tad-vishayakam jnānam naivāntah-karanena indriyaischa jāyate tada antah-karanasya indriyanam cha sarvesham karane pralinanam abhavat tasmat sushuptau sukhagnānayoho eva bhāsakam jnānam svayam prakāśātma swarupa chaitanyameva prakāśah jnānam chaitanyamityανarthantaram apitu gādham suptopthitaha. The essence of this, all these lines is this: when a person goes to deep sleep, after waking up from deep sleep, in the early morning, he recollects, I slept well, I did not know anything. In the night, I slept well, aham sukham asvapsam. You know this statement, many times we heard that. I slept well, I did not know anything. I did not know anything in the ajnana. I slept well means I enjoyed sukham. So jnanam is there. I enjoyed sukham. I slept well means sukham asvapsam. I slept well, ananda. Ananda, jnanam is there. That knowledge is there. He is recollecting now. And I did not know anything. Ajnanam also is there. Knowing sukham and not knowing anything. Both are there together or not. In sleep, both are there. That's what he says. Gadham supta utthitaha. From From deep sleep, the one who utthitaha, woken up. Sukham aham asvapsam, Brihadaranyaka statement. I slept well. Asvapsam means slept. Aham asvapsam, I slept. How? Sukham, well. Na kinchid avedisham, I did not know anything. Iti, thus, sushuptau sukhanubhava. In deep sleep, that person who enjoyed that sukham, sukha anubhava siddham. Anubhava siddham. For all of us, sukham anubhava siddham or not? That's why we are waiting when we are going to sleep. In class also we love to sleep. Sometimes. Not here. Some places. Then anubhava siddham. Ajnanamapi paramrishati. I did not know anything. He recollects now after waking up. Yesterday I slept well. I did not know anything. Like that we say, so emphatically we say. Iti sushuptyanubhavasya, this anubhava, experience of one's own deep sleep, vishayaha sukham ajnanancha. What is the vishayam? What you are talking now after waking up? I slept well, I did not know anything. Sukham and ajnana, both are you are talking. Sukham, I slept well is knowledge. I did not know is ignorance. I did not know anything. So ignorance and knowledge. Suptothitasya jagradas dashayam jayamanam idam. Idam means this smaranam. What he is recollecting now, jayamanam. Once he gets the smriti, after waking up immediately, suptothitasya, when a person wakes up, when he talks about that, I slept well, I did not know, in which avastha? Jagradavasthayam. Is it not? Jagradavasthayam, Jagrad dashayam, in waking state, idam sukham ajnana vishayakam jnanam na pratyaksham. Once he wakes up and talking, remembering his sukhas, nidra sukham, and nothing I know there. Both is recollecting. Are they pratyaksha now? That sukham and I did not know anything, both are available now after waking up? No. Now water problem. Pratyakshama enirika water problem, electricity problem. But in yesterday's sleep, I slept well sukham. But that sukham is not pratyaksham now. Not only that, now I am knowing many things. In sleep, I did not know anything. Therefore, that I did not know anything, I slept well, both are not available now. That's why they are not pratyaksham. They are not available now for direct experience. But what he is doing? He is remembering. Remembering. That's what na pratyaksham. Aparoksha vishayakam hi jnanam pratyaksham ityuchyate. What do you mean by pratyaksham? Direct knowledge alone is called pratyaksham. Aparoksha means direct. Direct pratyaksha vishayakam. Whatever is pratyaksham, directly available to me, aparokshama, then only you call it as pratyaksham. Iti uchyate. Jagrat kale saushuptyava sukhasya tad ajnanasya cha abhavat. When he wakes up, jagrat kale, the sushupti vishayam. What is sushupti vishayam? Two vishayams are there. I slept well, I did not know anything. Abhavat. Now in Jagrata Avastha, both are not there. Ubhaya Vishayakam, Jagrat Kalinam, Jnanam Pratyaksham. Now Jagrat Kalinam, Jnanam only Pratyaksham, but Sushupti Avastha, Anubhava, now I am remembering, not Pratyakshama. Smriti iti. Na jnanam na pratyaksham kintu smritihi. That is only memory. I am memorizing that anubhava. Sacha smritihi ananubhuta vishayani nasyad. Are you getting? Very simple. Sa smriti, that remembrance, recollection, is it possible to recollect if you would have not experienced that sukham in the sleep? If you would have not experienced, I don't know anything, ignorance, if you have not experienced in when? In sleep, can you recollect? You cannot recollect. That's what he says. Smriti ananubhuta vishayini nasyat. If it is not experienced by me, smriti can never take place. When can you remember anything? When you remember something what you have experienced, either in Jagrata Avastha or in sleep, something or other you have experienced, therefore you remember. Now this person after waking up, he remembering means something he has experienced in the deep sleep. That's why he is recollecting. Therefore, ataha sushuptau sukha ajnanayoho. Sukha ajnana is there. Sukha plus ajnanam. What? Sukha ajnanam, how you presented there, that person, I slept well, I did not know anything, I don't know anything. Ajnanayoho. Apeksha jnanam abhyupagantavyam. That jnanam must be there. He must have received that jnanam in the sleep. That is why he is recollecting now. We are talking about some other person or about ourselves. Daily we are experiencing. That only he is talking here. Sushuptau tad vishayakam jnanam. In deep sleep, that I slept well, I did not know anything. Na eva antahkarane indriyaischa jayate. This sushupti anubhava. What? Aham asvapsam sukham na kinchid avedisham. Tad vishayam jnanam, that knowledge. What knowledge? I slept well, I don't know anything. I did not know anything because sleep is last night. Jnanam. In antahkarana, it is not possible to take place in sushupti, really speaking, because indriyas, antahkaranam, they are not functioning. Outside, to see anything, in sleep, eyes are not functioning, ears are not functioning, antahkaranam, mind is also not functioning in deep sleep. That's why he said gadham. Gadham sushupti. Naiva antahkarane na indriyescha na jayeta na eva jayate. They are not born out of your sense organs experience nor antahkarana mind experience. Without sense organs function, without mind function also, somebody is there to register what? Sukham in that sleep and ignorance in the sleep. After waking up, you are recollecting that. This much analysis nowhere in text, any Prakaraṇa-grantha did. Here only. Jayate tada antakaranasya indriyanancha sarvesham karane pralinanam. What is happening when you are sleeping? All our sense organs, antakaranasya indriyanamcha. Our antakaranam, mind, manasu, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, all of them. And indriyana, all sense organs. Jnana indriyani, karma indriyani. Sarvesham karane pralinanam. When you go to sleep, stula shariram, sukshma shariram merge into karana shariram. Karane vilinanam, karana shariram they merge into Vilinanam Abhavat. Since they have merged in Karana Shariram, all our sense organs will not function, mind also will not function. Tasmat Sushuptau, therefore in Sushupti, Sukha Ajnanayoho Eva Avabhasakam Jnanam. In Sushupti, Sukham and Ajnanam. While we are deep sleep, are you enjoying Sukham or not? And Ajnanam also. எனக்கு ஒன்றுமே தெரியாதங்கிற அஜ்ஞானம். அந்த ரெண்டுமே இருக்கா இல்லையா? நன்னா தூங்குறேங்கிற ஞானம், ஒன்றுமே தெரியாதங்கிற ஞானம், ரெண்டுமே ஒரு இடத்துல இருக்கா இல்லையா? அதுதானே சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ தட் இஸ் தேர். ஞானம் அவபாசகம் ஞானம் ஸ்வயம் பிரகாஷாத்மஸ்வரூப சைத்தன்யமேவா. Who is registering that? Swarupa Chaitanya Atma. Self-luminous Atma Chaitanyam, consciousness. Prakashaha. Ever illumining consciousness is there. In deep sleep, that alone is registering. Even sense organs, mind is not functioning. Therefore, consciousness and ignorance both are there together. Possible or not? Possible. Jnanam Chaitanyam iti anarthantaram. Remembering is not possible if they are not registered. In Jagrata Avastha, you cannot recollect. More in the next class. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.